Welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Adriana Thomas.
And I'm Adriana Alexander. Thank you for joining us, and let's take a look at your local news. A Tallahassee teen suspect in a shooting caught on Instagram Live has been charged as an adult. 17-year-old Jacarius Ford was charged with attempted first-degree murder for shooting at a car on Blairstone Road. The incident was caught on video and then posted to Instagram. Ford was accused of shooting and shattering a windshield of a car, according to an affidavit from the Tallahassee Police Department. Ford was also charged with the possession of a firearm. Yesterday afternoon, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made an announcement at the Capitol, reassuring the public that the Florida government will be prepared for a potential coronavirus outbreak. Although the state does not yet have the proper equipment to properly test for the virus, state officials are confident that the current risk of contracting the virus remains low.
John G. Riley Museum will be operated and maintained by the City of Tallahassee. Find out more from our multimedia journalist, Calvin Sykes.
Dozens of people from the local community came to the City Commission meeting to see the city honor the John C. Riley Museum. Artemis Barnes was an instrument in starting the museum. On January 2nd, 1995, Barnes, along with her husband, started the journey of opening the museum. According to city documents, the museum will be run by the City of Tallahassee as part of the Parks and Recreation Department. City Commissioner Deborah Cox-Williams says this helps sustain the legacy of the museum. The city will provide funding for 2 fully salaried positions with benefits. Mayor John Daly says the city will be able to fully staff it, maintain the building itself, and the ground. I'm Calvin Sykes reporting for FAMU TV News.
There is no word on when the city will take over full operations of the museum. Now we go to Sierra Sergiu live in the newsroom with an update on EVerify.
Hi ladies, as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis looks for companies to adopt the EVerify system, the Florida House panel says otherwise and won't require private businesses to use this database. EVerify is a web-based system that allows enrolled employers to confirm the eligibility of their employees to work in the U.S. The Florida panel will be looking to give private companies a choice of going through the EVerify process or having new employees fill out I-9 forms.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention spoke with Florida lawmakers about passing legislation that pertains to mental health. Adriana Thomas tells us more.
The Florida chapters of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention came to Tallahassee this week for their annual day at the Capitol. The foundation spoke with lawmakers about passing measures regarding insurance coverage equality for mental health and substance abuse disorders.
We know that accessing mental health services can be a challenge, but then once you've accessed them, having the ability to pay for them and then having them paid for by insurance, it's imperative.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, suicide is the 8th leading cause of death in Florida. While it is unlikely that the measure will be heard this legislative session, the organization says that the work will continue over the summer. The organization hopes that by sharing their stories, more lawmakers will draft legislation regarding mental health. Kate Taluga, a member of local outreach to suicide survivors of Big Bend, says having proper outlets for loved ones left behind is a large part of suicide prevention.
In the circle of people that surround a person who has taken their life, there are 10 times more likely for them to have thoughts of suicide or thinking about doing suicide.
The AFSP offers many resources to those who have experienced a loss. The Quilt program allows survivors to honor their loved ones using pictures and quotes. The foundation believes the quilt keeps those left behind wrapped in love and warmth. For News 20, I'm Adriana Thomas.
If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, please contact the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-8273-TALK. Now we have our multimedia journalist Titi Layo live in the newsroom with an update about the coronavirus whistleblower.
A whistleblower at the Department of Health and Human Services claims U.S. workers received coronavirus evacuees without proper precautions, according to CNN. There are complaints of over a dozen workers that lacked proper training or protective gear for coronavirus infection control. A complaint obtained by lawyers alleges that HHS staff were not properly trained or equipped to operate in a public health emergency situation. Now back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Titilayo. With nearly 1,400 delegates up for grab on Super Tuesday, Democratic candidates are trying to cover as much ground as possible. More than a third of the delegates across the 14 states are needed to win the Democratic nomination. The qualifying states for Super Tuesday have 10 times the population of the earlier states, making Super Tuesday the most anticipated day for voting. Currently, Senator Bernie Sanders leads in delegates. Now we head over to Madeline Smith with our latest in entertainment news.
A lot of childhood dreams are about to come true. Disney Plus announced on Thursday that the hit animated series The Proud Family will be making a comeback to the streaming service. The new series will be called The Proud Family Louder and Prouder. The original show will feature original cast members like Kyla Pratt. Production for the show has started, but the release date has yet to be announced.
Let's look forward into the weekend. Saturday is more sunshine with that high at 64 and that low at 35. Sunday, same thing, more sunshine, a high of 66 and a low of 44. As we move over to Monday, it starts to change a little bit, looking partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 57. Tuesday is going to be the warmest it gets with a high of 75 and a low of 34. And on Wednesday, we can expect some rain with a high of 67 and a low of 39.
It seems as though the Florida State women's basketball team has something cooking in the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. In their most recent matchup against the Clemson Tigers, the Seminoles were too much for Clemson to handle as they came away with an 81-54 victory. Senior guard Naja Wolford led the way with 17 points. The Seminoles' next game will come against Notre Dame at home. Fresh off a big win against Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles men's basketball team is looking to make history. The question is, how far can they go? Bobby Rondell tells us more.
The Florida State Seminoles men's basketball team is riding high after securing the #1 spot in the ACC after their win against number 11 Louisville. However, with the season winding down and the conference tournament coming up on March 10th, the question is, how far can this team go in the postseason? For FSU head coach Lyndon Hamilton, he is making sure to take it one game at a time.
So we still got a lot of amount to climb. We want to keep doing what we're doing, not try to pick up momentum, not try to get down, don't get overly excited. We just got to keep grinding to see, how far we can go.
The same message of not looking too far ahead is also preached by the players as well. Forward Patrick Williams expresses the motto the team uses in order to not lose sight of the moment.
We have a lot of models on this team, but one of them is win the day. So whether it's practice, whether it's treatment, whether it's a game, you just got to go 1-0 for that day. And we feel like if we keep building 1-0, 1-0, and in the end we're going to reach our goals and accomplishments.
Even though the Seminoles have the best chance to win a conference tournament with the #1 seed in the ACC, it won't mean much for their chance to March Madness, since 5 of the last 6 national champions all lost in their respective conference tournaments. Now, even though the Seminoles have received a double bye heading into next month's ACC tournament, they still must focus on what's ahead. 2 of their next 3 games will be on the road. Bobby Rondell in Tallahassee, News 20.
The Seminoles' next game will be on Saturday against Clemson on the road. With college athletes looking to get paid based off their name and likeness, it seems as though more good news is on the way. With legislation clearing its final Senate committee, the Florida bill will create a new pathway for athletes to profit off their name, likeness, and having the ability to engage in endorsement deals along with representation from licensed agents. The bill will take effect in July of 2021, with or without involvement from the NCAA.
Grammy Award-winning Boyz II Men will be performing live here in Tallahassee tomorrow night at Capital City Amphitheater. Boyz II Men redefined R&B back in the 90s while making hit songs such as End of the Road, Motown Philly, One Sweet Day, and much more. They have won almost 20 awards, including 4 Grammy Awards, 9 American Music and Soul Train Awards, and 3 Billboard Awards. Tickets are available for purchase at CapitalCityAmphitheater.com or at the box office.
That's going to do it for us tonight. For Oldens and Kalisha, and I'm Adriana.
And I'm Adriana Alexander, and thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.